Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave उठी उठी बा जीवराया सोड़ी अविद्या निंद्य माया व्यर्थ जात से नरकाया स्वरूपी सावध होई तू. Yesterday we are seen in our introduction what exactly is the purpose of our life. So the only purpose of our life is that we become an instrument through whom the divinity can manifest in its full glory. This is the only purpose. See, when certain things are created, they are created for what? Like car. Car is created for reaching distances. House. House is created for providing shelter. But instead of providing shelter, it becomes a problem and it becomes a great source of misery. Rather than shelter, it shatters us down. So the purpose is not fulfilled. In the same manner, what is the purpose that God has given us the human birth? See? When He created stones and bricks, the purpose was mere existence. It is fulfilled. It doesn't matter whether you make out of that stone a base, a step or an idol, stone has no complaints. Then the second one is the plants. The purpose was to show the signs of life. So the plants show the signs of life. Then the animals, they have in addition the knowledge. Therefore, animals don't eat when they are not well. But human beings eat more when they are not well. And fourth, the human beings are created only for expressing happiness. This is the only purpose why God created this world. So, if we are created for expressing happiness, then let us find out, are we expressing happiness? So we will say no. Now find out the reasons why the happiness is not expressed through us. So we were told two things. First of all, wake up from these two limitations. One is the avidya and second is the maya. Rising above avidya is the purification of oneself, and rising above the maya is surrendering to the divine will. When these two things happen, then we are able to be Swarupi Savadha Hoitu. Then we will be able to live in utter awareness, otherwise never. This is what we have seen till yesterday. Now the first OV says, if you want, you can repeat. Panchakoshanche Pangharuna Vivekahastane Kadhuna Dehatrayache Antaruna Vatsa Gundalu Nithevitu. So when we wake up from the sleep, most of us never make our bed because we are too smart. A decent lifestyle is when you get out of the sleep, before you do anything, make your bed properly. Leaving everything as it is, the clothes are lying here and there, and the bed is not covered with a bed cover, and everything is dumped inside and somehow covered. No. See, in the earlier days when this must have been composed, people used to have a totally different type and quality of life. The beds used to be open only during the time of sleep. Rest of the time the bed used to be, roll them and keep on one side. But now the modern prosperous society, the beds are all the time waiting, come. So when we go, we just want to sleep and nothing. See? It was considered bad if in somebody's house the beds used to be open. So what they will do? Panchakoshanche Pangaruna first. The covering with which we were covering ourselves, we come out of it and properly clean it and fold it in a proper manner and then keep in the right place. Panchakoshanche Pangaruna Vivekahastane Kadhuna. And it has to be done in a proper manner. Not like, most of us keep the handkerchief in our pocket like a bundi ka laddu. It is never folded properly and kept properly. Habit, nothing else. See? You see the purses of these ladies, it is full of garbage inside. Therefore, no lady likes that her purse should be seen by anybody. Because the moment you open Vishwarupa Darshan, you get there. Never doing anything clean and methodically. So, Vivekahastane Kadhuna. Then after that is done, then we have to roll our bed and keep in a proper place. So, Dehatrayache Antaruna. This Antaruna, this bed, which is made up of the three bodies, then Vatsa Gundaluni Thevitu, oh my dear child. Vatsa is referred with the motherly love to the disciple. Oh my dear child, now roll this bed and keep it separately. Don't think of sleeping again. See? Now this is the gross meaning. Now let us go deeper. Pangaruna or the covering is the one under which we are covered. See? Like when we sleep, we take a bed sheet if it is not very cold, or we take a blanket if it is little cold, or we take a quilt it is really, really cold. In this manner, we keep on, see it later, now relax. So, in this manner, we keep on covering ourselves according to the necessity. If it is too cold, then we will have 2, 3, 4 coverings on us. So, what are the coverings under which we have covered ourselves? So, the external most covering is our gross body, which is called as the Annamaya Kosha. Then below that gross body is another covering called as Pranamaya Kosha. Below that Pranamaya Kosha is the third covering called as Manomaya Kosha. Below that Manomaya Kosha, there is the fourth covering called as the Vijnanamaya Kosha. And below that there is the Anandamaya Kosha. And below that we are buried. How many things we have piled up on ourselves. And it is not only this 5, but after we come to the Annamaya Kosha, the gross body identification, then we have more loads on us. So I am a husband, wife, brother, sister, mother, father, and brother-in-law, mother-in-law, sister-in-law, daughter-in-law, all the legal relations. And then I am rich, I am poor, I am educated, I am overeducated. So much of load that we carry throughout our life. And as a result of this load, Vruddho yati gruhitva dandam tadapi na munchati asha pindam. Then in the old age, we bend down, take a stick in the hand, walk. And what is the Lord? Lord is I. No other Lord. See. Therefore, the first step on the spiritual path is this. Panchakoshanche pangaruna vivekahastane kaduna. Vivekahastane kaduna means what? Okay, because of the body, I am like that, so I want to destroy the body. That is foolishness. Because my tongue is too attracted towards very good food, therefore I want to cut my tongue. That is super foolishness. That is not the way. See, Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter, Rasavarjam rasopyasya param drushtva nivartate. See? When we are compelling without wisdom, I won't consume this. Like in Chaturmas, the 4 months, people keep away from the onion, garlic, non-vegetarian and all kinds of things. Why? Chaturmas we are not supposed to eat. And thereafter, then the revenge. Even in the milk they will give lasan ka tadka. Why? 4 months I have not eaten. That is not the way. See, Vivekahastane kaduna. Come to discover that are you a slave to the senses or you are a master to the senses. See, friends. Then only we are living Vivekahastane under the influence of wisdom, understanding, discrimination. Vivekahastane. So how to do this thing? This will be told in detail subsequently. Here I will just give you a little introduction. Giving up the body identification means worldly possessions and worldly relations will not become a source of disturbance for us. How these worldly possessions and relations come into existence? After we are identified with the body. If we are not identified with the body, as in dream and deep sleep, worldly possessions and relations don't bother us. So what should be the first spiritual practice? To remove the Annamaya Kosha, worldly possessions and relations should not become a source of disturbance for us. Just tolerate them. Is it not? God is only tolerating us. Do you think He loves us? He is only tolerating. What we have done, that we should be born as human beings, and yet we are born only because He is tolerating us. See? Like the mothers when they are with their small kids. Do you think the mothers love the children? They have to only tolerate. What else can they do? See? It is something like, when our own tongue is bitten by our own teeth, what we do? We tolerate. What else can you do? Therefore, the first step is, we live in this world in such a manner that possessions and relations are not the source of disturbance. Number 1. Number 2. Then the Pranamaya Kosha. Pranamaya Kosha has 2 qualities, hunger and thirst. Hunger, satiation is not a sin. If you are hungry, eat food. It is Shariram kevalam karma kurvan napnoti kilbisham. We are eating for maintaining life in the body. But if that food becomes a big issue, every time you sit for taking food and all the tantrums are thrown, why this is not prepared, why that is not prepared. And poor ladies in the house, they are always on toes because this fellow because his tongue is too long for eating and talking. You know, those houses where the ladies are all the time in the kitchen, they must have done some big sin in the last life. One example I will tell you. There is one lady, name, place I will not name, tell you. She is a college professor and her grandson is 10 years old. So you can imagine the age. She has to undergo the stapling of the stomach. That operation wherein they staple the stomach so that you cannot eat more food. Now imagine that age, such educated, but she cannot stop eating. Morning 6 o'clock onwards, non-stop eating. So much eating. After this operation was done, she can't eat. So she will eat and go to the bathroom and vomit. And after washing the face, again come, give me more. And again eat. You can imagine. Can you call such a person as a human being? Even animals don't do like this. See? Because we have never practiced control over tongue. The highest spiritual practice is from tongue. Tongue is the sense organ which begins first activated in life. Small little kids, they even do not know many dishes. And yet, I don't like milk, I like coffee. Give one, then they will understand what they like. See? Therefore, this tongue becomes activated first and the tongue becomes deactivated last. When you are on the deathbed, Babaji, the doctor has told, now there is no hope, so what is your last desire? We will fulfill that. बेटा, कई दिनों से भरी हुई मिर्ची के पकोड़े नहीं खाए. Next life, that person will be born as a mirchi plant. Whole life, eating. The second aspect is about talking. More than what we should talk, we must know what we should not talk. One of the most important things, I have got 2-3 girls who are working in Bombay. They are not from very rich families and very high-fi families. Just lower middle class families coming from very poor background. But the quality of their life is far superior than many people. First of all, although 3-4 ladies, you can imagine 3-4 ladies working together without fighting. If 2 ladies are together, you are sandwiched. And those 4 girls are working, but never any fighting among them. Second thing, no complaint has come to me even once. Last 5, 7, 10 years they are working. See? Third thing, they will never try to find out anybody else's fault. They just correct it and do it. See how important it is. Therefore, talking is one of the most dangerous things that we are blessed by the God. See? Therefore, Annamaya Kosha, we are taken care. Pranamaya Kosha, which refers to hunger and thirst and talking. Then the third comes Manomaya Kosha. The third is the Manomaya Kosha we have to reject. Manomaya Kosha is with reference to the joy and sorrows that we experience in life. When the sorrows come or joys come in our life, we can attribute it to someone else. Agreed. The joys are because of the children or the miseries are because of the children. Agreed. But we become miserable or joyful by our own choice. This is a freedom we can exercise freely. When miseries come, do we become miserable or when miseries come, we go through the miseries without becoming miserable. This is what is going beyond the Manomaya Kosha. Panchakoshanche Pangaruna Viveka Hastane Kaduna. This is how, through the discrimination and understanding, we rise above. Then the fourth kosha was the Vijnanamaya Kosha. Vijnanamaya Kosha has a seat of doership, Kartrutva Abhiman. I have done this thing, I have done this, I have done so much, so much of I, that the burden of this I becomes extremely difficult to carry. And how do we know we are carrying the burden of I? How do we know? A litmus test. The more we get hurt and the more we become miserable, stronger is our I. Less we become hurt, less we become miserable, lesser is our ego. Bhagavan doesn't have ego, therefore Paramananda. See? So, how do we know the ego virus is in our body? It is only because of this symptom. Anybody who is healthy walking, nobody will bother about him. And then we feel neglected. So what we do? We start doing some drama. Why? Oh God. So what happened? What happened? What happened to you? What happened to you? The moment we get attention, if you had asked me this thing, I would never have done this. See? All miserable people are only seeking attention, nothing else. And this is what is called as ego. If you have dogs in your house, you must have seen, when you enter the house, if you don't give attention to the dog will make a hell of a noise. And just give little attention, he will come, climb on you, do the whitewashing, and his needs of the minerals is supplied through your sweating and you feel clean. Thereafter, the dog is cool. Because due attention is given. See, this is the fourth one, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Kartrutva Abhiman. And the fifth one is the Anandamaya Kosha. Anandamaya Kosha is the Bhoktrutva Abhiman. In Bhoktrutva Abhiman, whatever we are doing for getting this thing so that I will be happy. So Kartrutva Abhiman is with reference to karma, Bhoktrutva Abhiman is with reference to receiving the fruits of our own karma. So these are the 5 coverings under which we are buried. Panchakoshanche Pangaruna Vivekahastane Kadona Dehatrayache Antaruna. Now the next one. These Panchakoshas are also referred with reference to the 3 bodies. It is something like this, Gross body is Annamaya Kosh, causal body is Anandamaya Kosh, and Pranamaya, Manomaya and Vijnanamaya, these 3 koshas put together is called a subtle body or the jiva or the soul. So these are the 3 things. We live in the gross body, we act and receive experiences in the subtle body, we enjoy or suffer in the causal body. 3 things. So what is our address? Our address is the Annamaya Kosha. Through what we come in contact, interact with the world? Through the subtle body, which is made up of 3 components, the Pranamaya, Manomaya and Vijnanamaya Kosha. Where do you enjoy or suffer? In the causal body. So these are the 3 bodies. Till we are in this body, we will continue to be either happy or miserable, or too much active or dull, and all the time worried about the body and the relations in this world. So when it is said, Dehatrayache Antaruna Vatsa Gundaluna Tevitu, come to realize that when the gross body identification takes place, then only the waking experience is valid. When the subtle body identification takes place, then the dream experiences are valid. And when the causal body identification takes place, the deep sleep experience is valid. Thus, we are constantly shunting as if in these three places: gross body, subtle body, causal body. And the one who is constantly moving from here, there, he can never have peace. See? Therefore, come to know that I am not the waker, but I am the substratum which is supporting the presence of the waker. I am not the dreamer, but the one supporting the presence of the dreamer, etc. In this manner, removing the three bodies or getting away from the Panchakoshas is the discrimination, Vivekahastane Kadu. Thereafter, the next step in the awakening from the sleep of ignorance, aham mama te satyaga, hachi mala mutrotsarga, hari smarana salaga, Bhayantari Shaucha Karma. After we get out of the bed, we have put the beds aside, rolled them, then the quilts are nicely folded and packed. Now what do we do the next? Go to the toilet. But Swamiji, unless there is a newspaper, I don't get. But today newspaper will not come because yesterday there was a holiday to the newspaper. Then I cannot go today. There are people, they cannot go to the toilet without newspaper in their hand. How much we are dependent. See, you know the sign of a healthy lifestyle? You have good hunger, number one. You have good sleep, number 2. 3, and the most important, when you get up in the morning, in 2 seconds you empty. Then you are leading a healthy life. Otherwise, yad gatva narivartante, half an hour, 1 hour, and the whole queue is standing outside. No. Therefore, aham mamate satyaga hachi manamutrotsarga. So in the morning when we wake up, go to the toilet, what we do? Mala mutra tyaga. Go to the toilet and urinate. What is this urination and going to toilet? Aham mamate satyaga. Aham is a mala. Mamata is a mutra. See friends. And when we have, let us take, constipation. You are unable to get out. That time, what kind of experience we have? The other day, somebody came to meet me, probably in Varanasi or somewhere. He came to me, Swamiji, I have got some problem. I said, before you have problem, I have a problem. What is that? You answer my question. Yes. Are you a perpetual sufferer of constipation? He said, Swamiji, I came only for this. How do you know? I said, from your face. A person who has stomach problem is reflected in the eyes. A person who has mental problem is reflected in the skin. See? So, the ahanta, the I am the body notion is ahanta. This ahanta is like a mala, the fecal material. Tyaga, it has to be given up. And see the deeper understanding. We all at this moment have both urine and fecal material in our system. All of us have. Now try to think about it. You can never develop hatred or grana. But the moment it goes out, you can never develop liking or love. Now what is the reason? The reason is anything which is included in the aham, we don't hate. Now, what is that which we include in aham? Only this body, not the other body. Therefore, this body I love, other bodies I hate. Therefore, aham mamateta tyaga means unless we discard this I am the body notion, till then we are carrying the fecal material on our head. And then mamata is the possessiveness. Extension of ahanta is called as mamata. So, our relationship with the world is at two stages. With the worldly things and beings, we are possessive. Things we are possessive with, and the beings we are related with. So, there is only one thread of mamata with which we are tied down with the world. When it comes to our body, we are tied down to our body by two threads. One is the body is mine, mamata. Second, I am the body, ahanta. So if we have to cut, it is easier to cut one thread than to cut two threads simultaneously. And therefore, unless we recognize this principle, if we imagine that we will be hanging around the worldly things and beings and start doing meditation or spiritual practice, we are deceiving ourselves. See, friends, in Bhagavad Mahapuran many stories come. One of the story which is meant for conveying some moral of the story is, there was a great king called as Rishabdev. He ruled for 10,000 years, handed over his kingdom to his son, and went in the forest to know the truth. Now, what is the moral of the story? Even if you are a king ruling the whole world, not for a day or two, but for 10,000 years, yet you can never develop fulfillment in life from the outer world. See, all the great masters who have left everything and gone in the forest, they were not beaten by the mad dogs. See, friends, therefore, first we have to withdraw from getting involved in this world beyond requirement. See how we get involved in this world. Indian particularly, we have got a standard format. There used to be one girl here from Germany, and she used to go from here to Pune for study and come back here. Now she is somewhere in Europe. So when she was here, she used to go by the local train, come back again by local train. So first thing, people will start, who are you? What is your name? Where you have come here? What do you do? Are you married? Where do you stay? Is it necessary to collect information from the world? See? When are you born? Why are you born? Why don't you die? There is no end. See, friends. Therefore, mamata, if we have to give up, means we stop collecting information about anybody, and we stop giving information to anybody. But then what about RTI? So, mamata first be loosened, and then ahanta we can take place. We can take care. So, how do we give up the ahanta with reference to body, mind, or the intellect? Very simple way. Getting identified with the finite is called as ahanta. Merging in the infinite is called as giving up ahanta. See? When I am identified with one small village, ahanta. Then such a person will all the time talk about in our village. Then he goes out of that, he comes to a taluka place. Now he has become a municipal committee corporator. Now he will not talk about my village. He will talk about in our taluka we have these development projects. From there he comes to the district level. Then he will not talk about the taluka. He will talk about the district. He comes now to the level of the state. He becomes chief minister. Then he talks about in my state there should be more water. Your state may die of water. Who cares? And then the same chief minister does a lot of cheap things and therefore he is promoted and he becomes the prime minister. So when he becomes a prime minister, then he doesn't talk about a village or a taluka or a district or a state. He talks about my nation. See? So as he is growing, what has exactly happened is he has discarded his identification with the small and started getting identified with a larger and larger, and therefore the power that he gets as a prime minister is more than the power he had when he was a single vote carrier. Now apply this principle. When we thus break all the barriers of the body identification, see, yasmin sarvani bhutani atman devanupashyati sarva bhutastamatmanam na tato jugupsate. Such a person who is able to include everything and exclude nothing, the hatred from his heart will disappear for good. Therefore, aham mamate tyaga hachi mala mutrotsarga. This is the real spiritual practice. Vedanta tells us a basic principle. In all other paths, they talk about liberation of I. Vedanta tells us liberation from I. See? Earlier I was a bhogi, now I am a yogi. Earlier I used to eat non-vegetarian, now I graze and compete with the buffaloes. Earlier I used to wake up 10 o'clock, now I wake up at 9 o'clock. In this manner, I is only maintained with different definitions. I is not dissolved. And therefore, if I am a vegetarian, then I will have hatred for the non-vegetarians. See, you can see the vegetarians, obsessed people, how bad they speak about the non-vegetarians. What business we have got to condemn somebody in this world? If you don't like, don't eat, that's it. But that doesn't mean we should condemn other people's lifestyle. It is not the right way. But we are obsessed by this I. See? And therefore, this I is maintained, bondage cannot go. What Vedanta does is liberates us from this I. This I has to be discarded. Aham mamate tyaga hachi mala mutrotsarga. And then Hari smarana salaga payantari shaucha karma. After that is done, then the shaucha karma. We take bath, we brush, we clean ourselves. That is by the waters of Hari Smarana Salaga, non-stop thinking of Lord. Give it a try. Wherever you are walking, moving, etc., start humming. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Start Hanuman Chalisa, Ram Raksha Stotra, Gita, Vishnu Sahasranam, or Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai, anything. Keep on humming while living in this world. And that will slowly remove our involvement, mental involvement in the world very easily. Because the mind is occupied. Unoccupied mind is the devil's workshop. Therefore, never keep the mind free. Always keep it occupied, and the best occupation is keep it with the Lord's name. Hari Smarana Salaga Bahyantari Shaucha Karma. Thus, outside and inside, both the places we become purified. How we become outside purified? See, in the morning when I go for a walk, so normally I chant Hanuman Chalisa. Now, everywhere there are speed breakers. Not the speed breakers on the road, but the human being. In the morning when you are walking, somebody is coming, they stop and do namaskar. So speed break. And then early in the morning we start, Swamiji, when did you come? Hare Ram, Ram, Ram. So I keep on chanting, Sri Guru Charana Saroja Raja Nijamana Mukura Sudhari Baranav Raghuvara Bimala Jasu Jodayak Phalachari. Otherwise, right from the morning onwards, all unwanted topics begin. See, with this Hari Smarana Salaga Bahyantari Shaucha Karma, so the external involvement from the people's side is automatically curtailed. No, don't talk to Swamiji, he is chanting Hanuman Chalisa. Very good. So the Hanuman Chalisa acts as a Odomos. Keep away the mosquitoes. Then inside, when you are chanting, depending upon the divine grace, suddenly one day something clicks. Please remember, spiritual practice is a click. It is a knack. It is not a mechanical thing. Like when we learn swimming, before we do not know swimming, we are so struggling. And one day when we know, you ask them, now can you please tell now you know swimming? Exactly what is swimming? We also cannot tell. Because it is not done by the mind. It is not understood by the intellect. It just happens. And once it happens to you, then even if you want, you cannot drown. See, this is the spiritual secret. All the great masters, they have discovered this secret. Therefore, Hari Nama Salaga Bahyantari Shaucha Karma. Now the next verse, Nindene Mukha Kadavata
Nindene Mukha Kadavata
Zhale Ase Ativaita
Jale Ase Ativaita
Harinama Jale Chokhata
Harinama Jale Chokhata
Vatsadhu Nakadhitu
Vatsadhu Nakadhitu
Nindene Mukha Kadavata. See, when we talk ill about somebody, that somebody doesn't listen. When the people don't listen to Vedanta Satsanga, do you think they will listen to our abuses? See? Once it happened, in a big gathering, many Mahatmas were there. And our Swami Akhandanji was also there. And one of the Mahatma, he spoke very ill about Swami Akhandanji. After that was over, then his followers, Swamiji's followers, they told Swamiji, give him left and right what he understands. So Swamiji was cool, acha. And then he had his lecture, not mentioning even once, one word said by him. And all others were expecting, now he will be given back, He was cool, nothing, as if nothing has happened. And after that was over, then the disciple, Swamiji, why didn't you give him left and right? So he said, look here, when I speak ill or speak bad, where that is born first? First it is born in our mind. Then it comes on our tongue. So where is the pollution first happening? The pollution first happens in our mind and in our tongue. So when we talk ill about anybody, It is our tongue which is becoming bad. See how simple spiritual practice is. Nindene mukha kadavata. So, when you talk about somebody very bad, do you feel good about it? You cannot. This is how nindene mukha kadavata. So, one should never get lost in this field. You know, in one of the texts I was studying, a beautiful thought comes. A seeker should consider the praise, honor, respect as obstacles on the spiritual path. And a seeker should consider insult, disrespect, indifference as a blessing in disguise. See, you go to the places where you are not recognized and live as a simpleton. No more getting involved, as if you are most unwanted furniture. And then the people will be dealing with us in that way. And then we come to see how our mind is reacting. One day we were in Haridwar in a Telugu Dharamshala, many years before. A busload of we all went. And we reached there at a little odd time. Instead of evening 6 o'clock, we reached at about 9 o'clock, 9, 10 o'clock. So I went to the watchman office and I said, hey, this is the thing. So he started giving lift. You people come anytime, this is not your house, the time Imam Baba was standing. And there was one person with me, a very rich man, very nice person. So he pulled my hand behind and went ahead. I pulled his collar behind and said, get back. Then again I told that watchman, I said, yes, what you say is true, but you know our bus got puncture on the way and we are late. We are agreeing, we are at fault. So you please accommodate us. ठीक है, come. And we all went. And this man was boiling his head. Swamiji, like this fellow, I have got dozen servants in my house. See, wherever we are disrespected, please understand, it is the spiritual examination. Every experience of our life is an examination. If everything is perfectly all right and then you are happy, what is your contribution? When everything is wrong and yet you maintain your peace, then that is called a spiritual life. See, friends, therefore it is necessary that we should abstain from speaking ill, condemning anybody. It spoils our own mood. One day one husband came back home from work and complaining, whole world is useless, nonsense, I don't know, in this world not a single person. See? So the wife said, how many times I told you early in the morning, don't go and shave before the mirror. Because you have seen a very unholy face in the morning and therefore your whole day has gone bad. See? It depends how we take the world. One lady told me, Swamiji, in my house before marriage, I stayed with my mother up to the age of 20. After that I got married. And I don't remember even once my mother telling about anybody except one sentence. So anybody whosoever may be known, unknown, first sentence he will say, bhala manus dikhta hai. First time. Start with that, bhala manus dikhta hai. Then I said after that I got married. Now last 38 years, I have heard only one thing from my husband. सब साले चोर हैं. She says, Swami, मैं क्या करूं? What should I do? See, how we develop our own habits, we don't know. And that really destroys us. Therefore, Nindene Mukha Kadavata Zhale Asi Ati White. It has become very bad. Then Harinama Jale Chokhata. So what we do? We brush, we wash with nice clean waters. And when we brush, wash, clean, you feel very good from inside. See? And what is that water? The water is Harinama Jale. See, keep on chanting Lord's name. See, friends, Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane. All the great masters, when they have said this thing, it has an authenticity. It is meaningful. See? Give it a chance. The more you chant Lord's name, your mind will remain naturally quiet. And the moment your mind is disturbed, chant Lord's name again, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. It will cool down. See? So, Nindene Mukha Kadavata Zale Ase Ati White Harinama Jale Chokata Vatsadhu Nakadithu. Oh my dear child, wash your mouth. It has become very, very dirty. Thereafter, the next step, when we get up from the bed and start our day, Gunatrayache Achamana
Gunatrayache Achamana
Karuna Drishyade Soduna
Karuna Drishyade Soduna
Krodha Vyagravarmi Baisuna
Krodha Vyagravarmi Baisuna
Kari Vichara Swahitacha
Kari Vichara Swahitacha
Gunatrayache Achamana Karuna Drishyade Soduna. See, the whole world is made up of only three factors. One factor is the dravya, the worldly things. Second factor is the dynamism and activity. The third factor is the knowledge. If we have to define what the world is, so the world is a matrix, it is a 3 by 3 matrix. It has got only three factors: the knowledge, dynamism, activity, and dravya, the inert world. So gunatrayache. So the cause of the inert objects of the world is tamoguna, the cause of the activity is rajoguna, and the cause of the knowledge is sattva-guna. So here the teacher says, go beyond the three gunas, meaning do not run after the objects, do not become unnecessarily involved in this world, and do not gather unwanted information in your head. See, there is one girl somewhere, extremely well read, extremely intelligent. So I call her Miss Know All. Any topic in the world she knows. So to such a person you can't talk. So she complained to her mother, Mama, see, Swamiji talks to everybody, she hardly talks to me. So mother said, Swamiji complained against you. I said, call your daughter. I said, look here, I am afraid of you. Because anything I will say, you know more than me. What will I talk to you? Tell me. See? Then I said, your problem, is what? You have got so much information. that you are unable to handle it. And how she is unable to handle? She has got many good friends, but nobody wants to marry her. As a friend, they are happy with her. But the moment she proposes to somebody, they say, okay, we'll think about it, and thereafter they start avoiding. So this is what she told me. Swamiji, I don't know what is wrong, they are very good with me, but whenever a proposal is made, they don't say no, but they avoid. What is the reason? And the reason is this: you know too much. Therefore, let us not get involved into unwanted information collection, IT. So much. It is said in Gita, it is in Upanishad, it is in this Gita, Ram. And there is no place for peace within. So, Dehatraya che, Gunatraya che, Achavana, Karuna Drishyade Soduna. Now, there is nothing worth seeking in the objective world. Drishya is the objective world. The objective world has always been like this. There is nothing ever new that has happened in this world. Nothing. Birth, death, joy, sorrows, achievement, failures, friends, enemies, good, bad. What is new? Everything has been same thing happening again and again and again. We imagine that today is the worst time in the history of humanity, everywhere corruption, this thing, that thing. When it was not. See, Mahabharata war was not fought for the poor people. It was fought for the richest, and poor became the victims. The Ramayana war was not fought for the poor people. It was the fight between the two kings. It always happens. There is nothing new in this world. Therefore, there is no wisdom in wasting our time in searching about in this world. See? The best way is to be wherever you are, and as if you are a participating, but don't get involved with anything or anybody. Very good, nice, disappear, that's it. One of the biggest blessing God has given us is the ability to forget. Those who have forgotten to forget, they are most miserable in this world. See how it is. There was an old man, he is no more now. So whenever I used to go to his house, complaint will start. Swamiji, I don't know, I forget so many things, I go down for buying something and I forget why I have come down. And then again I had to climb the 3 steps, 3 stories, and I go there. And then I ask my wife, why did I go down? She said, you should know, why should I know? No, you told me something to buy. Yes, I told you to buy a matchbox. Matchbox, you told me. I forgot that. See? So I am forgetting everything. Swamiji, what should I do? So before I replied, the old wife told. This is a great fun, I tell you friends. When the old husband and wife are there, you stand there and watch Sakshi Chaitanya. It's a great fun. See? Whatever the husband says, wife has to cut it into pieces. And whatever the wife says, the husband has to ridicule. Chup! What do you know? And then such a joy it is, You watch for a distance. See? One day one person asked me, Swamiji, that old couple, how could you manage to stay with them? I said, why? What is the problem? We all avoid. They go on talking and fighting. I said, then why do you avoid? You watch the cartoon show on the TV. I watch live. And there, points of discussion, the husband will tell. Swamiji, when we got married for the first time in 1938, so he wanted to tell something. First of all, doesn't remember. but he is trying to tell. Suddenly wife will bounce. 38. You might have got married to someone else, not with me. Why it was not 38? No, it was 28. 28, that means 10 years more I have suffered. Now, how does it matter? On who is interested in your marriage? See? But then I forget, Swamiji, what should I do? Please tell. So when he was asking, immediately the wife fired. Don't tell lies. I forget. You don't forget that you are forgetting. You remember this? It was such a joy, So this world has been always like this. There is nothing new in this world. Children are born, they grow, and then after that they study, they finish their education, then they get out of the house. That time the mother and father start feeling very bad, but the children are happy, thank God, getting rid of these parents. And then they go and search up someone else, and then they find out, and then they have children, and this is going on and on and on. And what is new in this world? See, friends, nothing new. With this wisdom, give up the world. Meaning what? We are very much in this world, but the world is not in us. Bhagavad Gita gives the example, Padma Patra Mivamasa, like the lotus leaf in the waters. It is born in the waters, it is sustained by the waters, it is living in the waters, and yet it is not touched by the waters. So they Gunatrayache Achamana Karuna Drishyade Soduna Krodha Vyagravarni Bhayasuna Kari Vichara Samhitata. We'll see it in our next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.